What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's see. Retail normally does well at the end of the year. So I would not trust what these analysts online are saying. I can say that with a little bit of a confidence just because I've been in those types of fields before and been around them. Um, Congrats to anybody that had this when I called it out on one of my private pages, and to my, a few of my uh, I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it, but basically my boys, my girls and my boys, my homies, my day ones. As you can tell, it's drastically. I called it around $9 in some sense. I forget how much exactly it was. Oh yeah, 9.85 was where it was like above that 9.95. I think almost $10. So like, that's where I recommended it to my neighbor. She did get like 100 shares at $10. So she's like basically up a good, I don't know how much that would be percent wise. It's like 4% on the day, probably times one, two, three, maybe 16%, 17% gain since then. There is a high amount of volume lately. As you can see, the volume has gone from lower to higher to like spiking, obviously, to where it spiked. I mean, when Sydney Sweeney had that advertisement. And I do think it's undervalued, anyways, as a stock. If we zoom out here, go year to date, it's really really down year to date. I mean, it hit 1750 back in January. Was that January? So I mean, this is just proof. Like December, January, retail runs into the end of the year. Like, so if you're gonna want to look at it from like a 5 year perspective, and come here and in the later stages, it does peak. It does peak. Look through. There's a little bit of a dip right here. I'm not sure what that was about. I'm sure it's, in history somewhere, like you can find it. But like they had an all-time high in March of spring of April 2024 of around $26, I want to say. And they're sitting with volume higher than it's ever been before. If you look at that just straight across the board for the past 5 years, that's volume that's matched a squeeze before, which that squeeze was right here. They went from like 950 to $17, $16, which I actually think that they are worth. Right here, I think that they could be worth up to $20.41. So between 1179 and 2041 is where I expect American Eagle to land. I'll make it a better open view for you. It is the next, if you hold this stock until I would say March, matching that last spring. Maybe I think Trump was in office, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Euphoria was around. I don't know what it looks like for the stock back then. But I do know this spike in volume is definitely going to lead to a higher price drive into Monday and Tuesday. May see a little bit of a drop in consolidation, but as far as that goes, I mean, we should be very well set for a run up pretty soon with this volume. Like I said, with this volume being so high and so drastic, you know what I mean? Like, uh, I don't know like the full extent of the volume because I haven't. I mean, had some options I sold up here. Wait, was that the pre-market? No, it wasn't. Yeah. So yeah, I did have some options I sold up here. I think this is pre-market, or like this is where I should have sold it the first time, and then I like let it drop and come back up, and then I sold it. But I didn't get to sell all my options. I don't know what happened. Only some went through, which has been a little bit of a problem on SoFi, but it's fine. I mean, I pocketed some change, and I still have cash on my account right now. So like I always keep cash just in case like we get a bad Monday or Tuesday. I mean, you did see Trump harass what's his name, that one guy. You know what I mean? So let's see right here. So the stock should end the day above $12 to me as far as the American Eagle. I think it'll end the day above $12. I hope it fills my options into cash money. We'll see what happens, and hopefully we attract more volume. That would be great. There's always some stuff to be shared on here instead. Let's see.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
Why are you still showing this,
He's not going to.
Guys? Where are we at? Y'all like music? Y'all ever heard of Ricky Hill's kid? Or Ricky Hill's kid? Tommy Hilfiger's son? This is him. Music gets my little girl, and I don't know. Some weirdo. I'm like, I don't know why it's there.
I can't help myself. Tiny how I see things as well. Anything can happen now if I keep tall and I don't bow out. Don't cry.
Tractor Pro Supply seems great. I told my parents about them a while ago.
Down and I fall into in disarray.
Should have been said. So fucking check out Tractor Co. Supply. Like they had a stock split. I'm not sure which way. Well, I don't know. I think it was like too expensive and they wanted more people to invest. So they sometimes companies do that and it's a stock split. Stock splits aren't always a bad thing. Stock splits can be the best thing fucking ever. Like if you're a company and you're stock splitting in the opposite way instead of a reverse split, then you're doing really good. They got earnings beat. They're down. I mean, that seemed to be a theme this week. For some reason, I think people are just taking their profits along with their dividends, especially larger players in the game. I mean, if you're holding more than like, 1,000 stocks or something like that, that makes sense. Palantir, let's see, I gave my brother this a year ago. It's up 500%. 500. I'm actually going to send him a picture of this right now. And tell him like I'm live and happy birthday because I gave him a couple of shares I think last time for his birthday. One share or two, I don't remember, but it's funny because I tried to send him AMC. I'm glad AMC didn't go through is what I'm telling him. So yeah, I wonder what the dividend's gonna look like. I mean, 159. They're making these fat deals. I mean, they're getting Piper Sandler raising it to the overweight and calling it $180 stock or $170 stock, which is amazing. I mean, that's 159. That's like what we're not 11 more dollars away. So I think that's fucking incredible. I like Palantir. I like a lot of the people in Palantir. I like the many Palantir companies, especially. Actually, that reminds me, I have a company that I think is going to perform very well in the coming like 6 months. That company is called Surf Air Mobility. I think that along with the Archer Aviation, we'll see. Oh, Archer's up today. That's good. Oh, that's a good price to get it at. I mean, from the drop down that it was at, you know. So all time, Archer is up 10%, which is actually nice because we may see them start finally running up and, looking like a real company, looking like a real, next Boeing contender, whatever you want to say it may be. And I like this company a lot. I do. I used to have stock in them. I ran options on them. The volume's fairly decent for a day like today. People are probably just consolidating their positions on a day like today. They have an article that just came out and says, "Is Archer the next millionaire maker's meme stock?" And it's you got to understand the fundamentals first. eVTOL, any eVTOL company like that's electric EV, or even like AI EV airships, or whatever it may be called, to the majority population, they're gonna be in debt a little. So I mean, I think Joby might be
Customized
actually
retirement
not in
income
debt,
plans that
if
help
I'm not
clients feel
mistaken.
more
I
confident.
think I
Helping them
heard a
get in their
rumor that
comfort
Joby,
zone, their retirement
Joby's
comfort zone.
Archer's
Good.
competitor. Sorry, fuck. I'm not retired yet. Y'all know that.
Zone.
Like my other favorite zone, cow zone.
It's time for Yahoo Finance's Market Minute. Stocks are moving higher, poised for yet another record high close. Palantir shares jumping to a new all-time high as well. Piper Sandler initiating coverage on the stock with an overweight rating, calling it a, quote, secular winner in the AI revolution. Palantir set to release second quarter earnings on August 4th. Energy giant Phillips 66 topping Wall Street's estimates in its second quarter. Refining utilization hitting 98%. That's its highest level in 7 years.
She
The
doesn't
company
mention
also announced
Archer.
the sale of a
Because
65% stake in its German and
I knew
Austrian
about the other
retail
shit,
marketing
man.
business,
Come on,
which is
man.
expected to close by the end of this year. And Comcast shares under pressure, down about 5%. The company named as the first board members for its planned spinoff company and former CEO of Yum. And that's your Yahoo Finance Market Minute. Scan the QR code below to
Really? They always skew, man. Yahoo tricks.
It's time for Yahoo Finance's Market Minute. Stocks are moving higher, poised for yet
Intel.
another record high close.
That is a stock that's not going anywhere, guys. They missed by what, 10 cents? Missing expectations by whoa. That's a lot. But you wouldn't have Intel without any other companies. Look at this 6,000% gain. If you had invested in Intel in the 90s, you might, my guys, you'd be very wealthy. You'd be very wealthy. Dividends, things add up. These companies pay you different types of, in different types of ways. This is a stock I would definitely play. Lunar is up 24% this month now. 25 basically, with volume average at 7 million. We'll see. They have a press release coming up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Intuitive Machines soars 18% on rosy prospects from U.S. China space race. So this is about tractor codes.
Unlock the tech and the value.
with the 2025 Equinox EV.
No, but I would say, look, the new figure mark is a
It's time for Yahoo Finance's
27%
Market
upside
Minute.
from the
Tractor
stock.
Supply reporting better than expected comparable
So,
sales in the
Tractor.
quarter. Net sales also topping estimates, with the company reaffirming its 2025 financial outlook, though Tractor Supply now expects its share repurchases to be in the range of $325 to $375 million, below the outlook most recently provided back in January. Valero Energy under pressure despite a beat on earnings and revenue for the second compared to the firm, knowing there are many tailwinds ahead,
Spotify,
adding that the
geez. I know
audio
a
streaming
few
company
girls
has a
or my
significant
homegirls in
opportunity.
Spotify, and her account is looking nice. I'll tell you that. Let's see what we got going. My ghost account right here with my fucking point. Look at, I do got some Sol and Ethereum in this account. Like, it's like point something. I'm in the algo basically, so that's cool. Oh shit, opens up 1%, baby. That's good, everyone. There's a lot of short interest on that. There's a lot of people doing puts right now. They cashed out this morning. I'm sure that's good for them. Curious to see what Tesla's looking like. Oh, it's up. Nice. 5%. That's a pretty hefty gain. I was hoping it would go lower so I can buy in, but I would rather put some money in like some dividend stocks like Levi's and Levi and American Eagle until the quarters ending of the year, and collect my dividends, take off, do what I got to do, So Levi's up to 20. I'm sure they've surged this last few. Let's see. I can't really. It's not letting me. Yeah, they were just they were just up to $21. So they're on a little bit of a dip. But then again, if you zoom out, it looks like, they were up not long ago to about 22, a little higher than that, 2250. And with that spike in volume, matching all the, surpassing all the other, they must have a good outlook. They must have had like earnings calls right here around this area right here. Sorry. My screener is off. Let me see. So right here, that spike in volume, it must have been an earnings call or something like that, and they did really, really well. Could have announced a larger dividend. Then they had a bit of a consolidation period with a rip to the upside up to like 22 or past that. I'm sure it was way past that. But they have these little consistent dips with huge spikes up. So I definitely think it's for sure a rollover play. I think it's undervalued. I think with the American way that we're going right now with production, I'm sure we'll see more Levi's, and I'm gonna go to Levi's right now. The other thing too is like, don't always listen to the media. They don't always have your best interest in mind. What I think is that we're going towards the end of the year. There's going to be a lot of people wanting to buy a lot of clothes. We're also going into summertime, so you're going to have to just realize, what it's gonna, things could look like. Share this tab instead. Levi jeans stock. Let's see. Oh, I shouldn't have done that one. I wanted to do this site. I like doing stock analysis sometimes. So forecast trending today. Let's see who's trending. Is Open Door? Open Door is trending at 12. So that's amazing right here. Open Door Technologies. Market cap, we moved that 0.78 billion. So that's cool. The volume is like really, really high. It's 153 million, which is like a lot more than others. There's this company HCTI that's up 35%. I don't know what it is. Probably another I don't know. I'm glad this stock's down right here. Just oh yeah, it's still shining cool. So like I just told my friends and my buddies to short this stock at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. So I told them it would go below 400 no matter what. And a lot of them are cashed out right now. A lot of them are definitely happy with the returns on the puts. I just had my own personal disappointments with this stock. The way that they come into territories that are, that used to belong to others. You're gonna lose faith. Like for example, they have a dividend rate. A great dividend rate, I'd say, because of their price being so high, so that you get a lot back for what you put in. I would say dividend rate should be higher. Maybe that'll attract more investors. They were over for Medicare, and that got confirmed by the Department of Justice. And just United Healthcare has just been, screwing people over left and right in certain age groups. There's a lot of doctors out there that are definitely shocked that they're getting dropped from their healthcare plans. It says 49% upside. There's probably going to be room to grow in the future, but I see the stock coming down. I hope to like 240 and 220s, 220 to 240. If it comes down to 220 and 240, I'm definitely going to run options up or some calls up, and maybe even hold some stock and collect dividends, because why not collect dividends off them for a little bit and get that price target that they aim for when they screw over so many people. Might as well scalp them as much as possible. But congratulations, like I said, to the puts. We'll watch the most recent video.
For more on what's ahead, Mizuho healthcare strategist Jared Holes joins us here on set. Jared, always good to see you.
You too. Thanks.
It's feasible that the company did not know at the time of those media reports.
And it's important to know that I believe in healthcare, the healthcare system, even some biosciences. I believe in, protecting our country, protecting our people, but we just got to do it in the right way. We have to make sure that we are actually looking out for each other, not being shady. Obviously it pushes some people to the point of no return, like Luigi Mangione, and he case, and with the death of the CEO of UNH. It's crazy. It's crazy to see, because I know a lot of healthcare professionals that are amazing people and they help people, but I also know healthcare professionals that have been deported for illegal activities, which we may or may not go over some other day, because I think it's all public information, so it's not like I'd be doing anything wrong. But I would be not necessarily talking. I would just show facts, actually. Obviously, I'm not gonna throw my own judgment and opinion, because we all have our own lives and go through things. But that's just the way it is. Grateful, for everything today, and to be sober, even though there was a lot of mishaps and a lot of mistakes with the UNH policy that I was given.
Correct. And as I understand it, the company proactively reached out to the DOJ to figure out whether or not there were any probes.
That's what it sounds like. None of us work for the company. We don't exactly know what happened, since the Wall Street Journal article came out. But, we basically have to go on what the company is saying, which is to say at the time they didn't know. Now that communication has been made official to them in some capacity, and they're working through it. So today was kind of like new news, but not new news.
Right.
I think most investors thought something was probably happening behind the scenes.
What is the bull case for United Health? Is there a bull case here?
I think just time is the bull case. Is that
time?
And
it's an indefinite amount of time.
Right.
That's not a very good case.
I think you just have to have a long-term oriented investment philosophy. And if you want to own the stock today, you're not making a bet that things change tomorrow, next quarter, even 2026 may not be a great year, but that most of the bad news is happening now, and they will work through it. And this will be a better earnings story, through the, end of the decade.
Pre-COVID, at one point, the stock was trading at 13 times, which was historically low for UNH. And then it got to the multiple that made sense. Now, the world's changed. 11 times-ish. They report on the 29th of July. Given what you just said about long-term, does that even matter at this point?
Well, I don't know if 11 times is the right number, because I think the street number now is clearly going to come down. All the messaging from the company and from the sell side, these analysts that cover the stock, is that the number is going to be probably south of $20 for this year, maybe a little bit north of 20 for next year. So if it's 18 to 20, which I think is where most people are shaking out, let's assume that's ballpark correct. And next year in the low 20s, you're still looking at a 15, 16, 17 times story, which for this company or this stock at this point in time, I don't think screens cheap to investors.
For this group specifically, what is the biggest question mark? Is it medical loss ratios and whether or not they get much worse? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, obviously this group is...
Okay, this lady knows what's up. I mean, she knows.
It keeps trading down on the same news.
Right. I think the question is, what is continuing to be the driving factor behind higher utilization? Because it doesn't seem to be what we've all kind of assumed it to be, which is now it's Medicare and Medicaid. I think there are a lot of variables to kind of figure out here.
So separate from this, but sort of related, is that you had put out a note. Has health...
A lot of people, there's other stocks you can get into that health that are like this, like Hims and Hers. It's more private. There's but it's that one stock. I actually like it. Hold on, let me refresh this. So yes, we are up. I bought some stock. We're up 5% since consolidation. Palantir should be past an all-time high. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, it's a huge spike up today. That's amazing. Oh yeah, what was this stock I wanted to show you guys? Oh yeah, Black Sky. So we had a dip because there was 10 analysts or something like that were saying that we wouldn't meet our projected like 10-year run or some shit like that. I forget. I didn't read it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't read it because I don't really care for what analysts say. I just try to do my homework, do my math, and do my work, and just keep to myself. Consolidation this morning. I got some shares sold like up here in pre-market, and then sorry, my thing's not working. So sold some shares in pre-market up here. On one of my other accounts, I had bought the dip. I think it was like higher though, like right here maybe. Wait, I'm tripping. Is this the other day? Yeah, this is. So this is today. Okay, so I sold some shares up here this morning in the Roth pre-market. Bought some shares around this level, I'd say. Probably might buy more right now. I have cash in my account. I think the stock might go lower just because Palantir is at an all-time high. Usually it trails Palantir, but there's been some negative sentiment around it just from certain analysts. So that is definitely why the stock got shorted today, I believe. I think it's on the right track anyways. My price target is going to be $27.50 within the next couple of months, actually. And while I'm at it, I will also look at a company. Well, let's see if there's any news on them. So their volume is about to match for the day their normal volume by over 500,000 is all they need. I'm sure they're loyal Black Sky people like me consolidating into those shares. Analysts have it wrong. The stock's worth a lot more, like a lot more than people think. Analysis, let's see. So we still have 7 strong buys. We still have 6 buys, no holds, no underperforms, and no sells, with an upside to 23.75. And I think we're going to hit 27.50 within a couple of months. And then we'll see some analysts start to change their minds. I wanted to show you guys who holds Black Sky Technologies. I think it's important to realize this. Break down this information. This is all the percent held by insiders, so the stock can't drastically change that much. Institutions could change the price a little bit, but I don't think they're in the interest of doing that. If they do it, it's going to go back down to the 17s. We were struggling with the 17s, 16s for a little bit, and consolidating from like the 11s to 12s, 20s, like for a while too. The number of float held by institutions is 50%, and that's large scale institutions like BlackRock, Fidelity, and all them good dogs right here. So BlackRock, I think, increased since the last time I had seen it. Vanguard is in there. They have over 1 million shares each. BlackRock, almost 2 million shares. AWM Investment Company has 2.39 million shares, which is 7.4% of that. Valued at over 46,000 shares. The lowest company would be Geode, and they still own 571. Oh, that was the value I just read. Sorry, 571,000 shares, 1% of the company. That's pretty cool. Same with State Street, Goldman Sachs, about 2% for them. Millennial, they own about 3%, and over 1 million shares. We have Cercano, Nuveen, and Methril. So these are all, ETFs that, or, large scale companies. Oh, we do have ETFs. Go freaking figure. All right. So Vanguard, we're in Vanguard. We're in the iTrust. We're in the Vanguard indexes. It's quite a few shares compared to the last time. Global X Defense Tech ETF. That's new. I've not seen that. Schwab Trust. That's nice to know because a lot of people have that, I think, in their regular, pensions and stuff like that. Vanguard Scottsdale funds. That's cool. I like that. So whoever's at Vanguard and Scottsdale, shout out to you, my boy, because I think I know who you are. Let's check for the news if we got any news. 954 was, I think, where the bounce up was. So we went to 964 from that. ASTS is sinking because they literally had some, what do you call it? Well, maybe this is about it. No, it's about cigarettes. I'm good. Okay, so ASTS, people were trying to get me to buy into it. I said price is too expensive. I don't really like the stock anyways. It says shares had bounced back from early sell-offs and news about Golden Dome missile defense. So Tuesday, they traded with big sell-offs and some the satellite communications company share price fell in response to Lockheed's quarter 2 report and analyst coverage on Black Sky. So that's cool. I mean, I don't know. The broader ASTS, I mean, it's cool that they mentioned Black Sky Technologies with them because they're all major players in the game. They talk about Lockheed also, but I'm just trying to run through this and just say my main stocks. I think Intel Corp's always undervalued. I think we need Intel Corp. I'm going to look up if you're not in crypto yet, Sway is the one to go. It's not on there. I don't know why, but it's a good stock. I'm trying to think of the last one I wanted to cover. Open and Ondas, just to see the price. So Open Doors at 239. They're fighting with the shorts right now, but we're still up 366% in 1 month. So congratulations to anybody that held. Volume is exceeding average volume again. Do we have any new analyst reviews? Yes, we have 11 strong buys. We have 8 holds and 2 sells with an upside to 239. That is basically double. We'll look to see if there's any big, large-scale holders. 11% insiders, 55% by institutions, 49% by institutions. BlackRock owns 50 million shares of this company. Vanguard owns 86 million shares of this company as of March 31st, 2025. So they did not miss out on the freaking run up. They knew what was up. It's kind of obvious. I mean, all these shares are way higher than all the other companies that I could bring up right now. And that's for a reason, guys. It's because not only will they be selling off shares as time goes on and messing with it, but, this type of company is going to be more popular. Unfortunately, worst case scenario, there's pandemics and things like that. We will definitely have to deal with it. So, oh shoot, I'm getting a call. So I'll actually just stop sharing And I will shut this off, and I'll come back to you guys later. I hope you enjoy the stream, yo. Have a good day. Follow me at Art Ambien.